Welcome everybody to a new comic book day chat that we're going to have for January 2019, and that is the 16th of January. We are talking new comic book day. I'm pumped up to be here, everybody. My name is Hoosier, and happy to have y'all on board here. Going from there, make sure you're checking us out at Twitter. If you're new to this channel, do comic book reviews. We haven't been doing a lot lately, but got to get into editing and do it. And then we're also going to be doing these live shows like this that we do quite often. Make sure you're subscribing. Check us out there. And then also make sure you're checking out Patreon. Patreon.com/HoodooTV. Thanks, Josh from Give Valiant. He's one of our new Patreons on there. We want to give a shout out for that. We appreciate that. And we're hoping to keep doing some new things on there. And right now we're trying to get the couple of the best books that came out. Something that we're going to come out from last year. Try to figure out some stuff that we're going to do there. But let's get into some things right now. Right away, one of the recent news that I heard is that a Ghostbusters movie is in the works. This isn't the recent Ghostbusters. They're going to actually do a take on some of the old Ghostbusters, the originals. You remember the Dan Aykroyd's and Bill Murray version? They're going to be coming out with another Ghostbusters. It's way in pre-production, but it is coming soon, or it's in the works. And I think that's cool. I appreciated the original Ghostbusters. That was my jam. I thought it was a fantastic work that they did there. This one... you know, I hope we get Bill Murray and Dan Aykroyd in it. That was at their best, and we get to actually the original continuity there. And interested to see what happens with some of that Ghostbusters action that's coming. One of the things that happened this week was the drop of Spider-Man Far From Home trailer. That came out, and then we got to see Jake Gyllenhaal as Mysterio. And very interesting concept to how he looks from the comics to how he looks out on the in real life. So that's one of the first images we get to see of that. To me, he looks more like a Roman legionnaire than he does a Mysterio. Just in that, with that robe, the way that's, and the gold, the way that contrast. To me, that's kind of my first look. If you look at it real quick, that they could be doing a a redo of Gladiator, and there's your new Emperor. I'm not too hip on it, but we'll see. We'll see what happens. We got to see a little bit of the CG work, a little bit of the new costume. We got to see we got to see Aunt May again. Looks great. Jon Favreau again, and little Nick Fury. So I'm gonna give it, some credit. But I also want to see where this timeline is. I think that's kind of the weird thing Marvel's been playing with recently, is the timeline of their cinematic universe. We know that the new Captain Marvel that's coming is set way in the past because Nick Fury has both eyeballs at that point. And this one, who knows where we're at as far as the universe, where that's going. It is an exciting book, an exciting story. Tom Holland's probably the best Spider-Man we've seen. And we'll see what happens when Spider-Man goes overseas and what happens there. One thing we are going to do is pull up your pull list, guys. Put that in the chat below, on the side, wherever. Let's know what books you guys are reading, what you guys are calling out today. Love knowing what you guys are calling. You guys come out with some of the best books, some of the good ideas for people to get into. So make sure you're chatting about that. Get that live chat going from there. One of the segments on the show we do is called Trade Wait No More, and we did a review of Farmhand #1 when that came out, and this is Rob Guillory. Rob Guillory he was Chew. He's big and well known for the book of Chew, which is a great book with him and John Layman, and this is Farmhand. He is writing it and doing the art on it, and obviously he did Chew, so you know what to expect as far as your art. And it's really an interesting story just about this family, the Jenkins family, who is harvesting parts. And they have learned how to basically modify human parts and grow them. And but there's a little bit more under the soil than what meets the eye here at the Jenkins farm. And the volume 1 of this is out. So I am going to be pumped up for that. I like Rob's work. Rob's work's so good. #1 was great, and this is one that I decided to trade weight on, but I'm gonna go from there. For all you Marvel fans, there is a new Marvel book coming out, a brand new #1, jumping on point, Black Widow. It's like she's came back from the dead, and she's ready to get going. I think they're trying to get on the track of knowing that they're going to be production of a movie. Black Widow's been one of the forefront characters of the Marvel Cinematic Universe, so it makes sense to kind of give her another shot, and especially when a new one's coming out, going to be that. So that's it. And then Stacy, thank you for jumping on there, Stacy. Stacy Gillett says the comics that are reading are Immortal Hulk, which has been an amazing book. Immortal Hulk has taken Hulk into a great direction that I quite love. And then the Uncanny X-Men #10, I believe we have this is going to be Matt Rosenberg on this. So Uncanny X-Men getting Wolverine back together and Cyclops back together with the crew. Uncanny X-Men. So those are some good call outs. I appreciate you doing that. Let us know again in the chats what you guys are reading. Love knowing what you guys are reading. One of the things that we got up here is on the pull list is Black Hammer #1. This is the director's cut. So this is going to give you all the art in the black and white with just the inks. Beautiful portrayal of this book. Eisner Award winner Jeff Lemire, and you're going to get his original script. So anybody who writes and you want to write like Jeff Lemire, I know I'm going to be pulling this to kind of see how Jeff Lemire tells the story, how he does a layout, how he sets the scene, and go from there and see just this beautiful book that's continuing to come. Recently, I believe it was Legendary that had set up a option for this to do series and movies for this, so it might be a both, but this is a great place to get going on that with if you're a Lemire fan like I am. I gotta love Lemire. But Black Hammer #1, the director's cut, also going in that realm of Jeff Lemire and the Lemire Library. Library Lemire is Gideon Falls #10. This continues the next arc where we're getting to learn a little bit more of the history about Gideon Falls and what's quite there. Meanwhile, we're also trying to find the needle in the haystack in the dump. So a lot is happening in this. This has been one of the best series. I think this has been what I've asked people. It's probably one of their top new series of the last year of 2018. So where that goes is going to be fantastic. Keep getting in Lemire. Keep watching that. It's Gideon Falls. Oh, this is one that I'm putting on my thing here is the Things Remembered. And Deadly Class comes out tomorrow officially on Sci-Fi. This show was released early on sci-fi.com. You could actually go check it out and watch it earlier. And so we're going to get some really cool things from this show. One of the interesting things about Deadly Class right now is Humble Bundle is doing a release. So you pay $15 and you can get every one of the Deadly Class books that have came out. So all 34 issues that have came out to date. And you can get caught up with Deadly Class, get into the show. I'm rereading it right now, going to be doing a review on Volume 1. And there is some combos that actually work well with the show, and that actually there are little differences too. But so far, so good. If you haven't watched the first episode, go and do that. Make sure you're watching on Sci-Fi. We want to make sure this stuff like this continues to come out. I know I want it. I'm a big fan of it, and I want to see it continue to come out. I think they did a great job casting with this show. The Russo brothers are tied to it. They're Infinity Wars, right? And the casting and Benedict Wong as Master Lin, it is a fantastic story. Go check that out, sci-fi.com. And also, if you haven't started reading it, check out that Humble Bundle. $15 and gives you all 34 issues. Or you pay like $1 and get like the first 2 volumes. So all the way there. Worth the look to it as well. And that brings up issue number 35 of Deadly Class. This is a brand new jumping on point, brand new arc, and we get Marcus. He's getting ready to go after Master Lin. He's going to go toe-to-toe and see what he can do. He may have some other demons he's got to take care of first in his life, but Things Remembered, number 35, Deadly Class. Remender is doing fantastic work with this, and it continues to shine in this book. one of our guys we enjoy as well. Kent's Creations, we got Matt Kent's Black Badge. And this continues to be a great book that's coming by that same creative team that did Grass Kings. And this is, I'm sorry, what number am I on? Black Badge number 6. So we are getting to look about a little bit more of the lineage of the Black Badge, more of the legacies that have happened, the families that have kind of put the people in there, and where the history of Black Badge is from. So we're getting to take a look back in this issue. Continues to be a great story that I love. I like Matt Kent's work, and I enjoy Tyler Jenkins' art, so go with that. And next up is Shredder Goes to Hell, Shredder in Hell, number 1, IDW. This brand new mini series that's out for the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles world. And Shredder's in hell. Shredder had been killed by Splinter, and he is experiencing hell right now. I foresee, Shredder may be coming back in one of the near episodes, near issues of Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. I'm predicting issue number 100 in the near future to be see a little Shredder in hell. So if you're into Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles and you've been reading it, tell me what you think about that. Tell me what you think about that ongoing series and where Shredder is within this one. Next up has been one of my favorite books that has came out recently, and this is Middle West number 3, Scotty Young and George Corona. And the art in this is fantastic. The world building that's being done, there's still a lot that I visually have seen that has not yet been explained, and I actually quite enjoy that with the world. And we're getting to see Abel. Abel's a child he's got some things going on in life, and it's a big coming of age story. And it's saddening, the first issue that you get out, but it continues to grow. I love this. I foresee this being a pretty big book, especially down the road. And I'm recommending that everybody go pick up Middle West right now and get into that. And next up, and this is the last book I got for today, is going to be Shadow Man number 11. Speaking of the last book I have for today, it's the last time Shadow Man with Andy Diggle is out. This is the close of Andy Diggle's run, and it seems like yesterday that Shadow Man just came out. Shadow Man has been a great run right now with Andy Diggle, and now we're getting Jack, who's kind of trying to get the Loa to work for him. I mean, he's been freed of the Loa, and now it's time to have this Loa work with him because the abettors, not the abettors, I'm sorry, forgive me in my notes here, the Brethren is coming after him, and he is trying to, get the Loa to work for him, and see what happens from there. See if Andy Diggle sticks the landing on this, so to speak. We got Renato Guedes on the art. His art continues to amaze, especially when he's doing all of it. I quite enjoy that when that's happening. We got a lot going on in the chat. Let's go ahead and take a look at what we got in the chat. Mortal Hulk, yes. Speaking of Lemire, it's the 3rd week of the month. Best comic there is. Comes out. Gideon Falls. I agree. I love Gideon Falls. That's from Barry. Thank you, Barry. Spider-Man was amazing. So no Iron Man. Was freaking out. So Fantastic Four tomorrow. Yep. So we got quite a bit. Fantastic Four is tomorrow. And Batman Who Laughs Too. Great call out. And then Stacy also agrees that Middle West has been one of the favorites. So quite a bit going on within the comic book industry within this week. Lots of good books coming out. I always like to know what everybody else is reading, so definitely put that in the comic books, the comments below. If I could talk today, it'd be a help. But that's part of it, is getting in here. Let us know what you guys are reading. Follow us on Twitter. Follow us at Hoodoo TV. Make sure you're checking out our friends over at Outright Geekery. Check us out at Patreon. Let me know what you guys think of Deadly Class. If you guys have watched it, if you guys are going to watch it. And then after you've watched it, let me know. I'm very interested if you've read the book and then you've watched the show. Kind of tell me what you think of that first episode, the pilot, which I think is amazing. You guys don't have to like it, but I hope you do. It's been pretty fantastic. Again, I want to thank everybody for jumping on. It has it's great to talk about these comic books, right? So make sure you're checking us out below. All that. If you're watching us later, there's going to be some videos over to the side here. Make sure you click on one of those, and we'll get out some new stuff. If there's anything you'd like to see on the show, make sure you put that in the comments below. We appreciate it, and I want to thank everybody for jumping on. This is Hoodoo TV. I'm Hoosier. We'll talk to you guys later. Man, didn't turn it off. Sorry, guys.